Mr. Trusov, you are in Sofia for the first time.
Yes.
How do you feel here?
I was very excited when I received the offer to come to play here, because I've been in many countries around Bulgaria playing concerts. I think all the countries which are close to Bulgaria. And now I'm finally arrived to Sofia. I have many friends who I make music with during the year in festivals from Bulgaria. And yes, now I'm here. And yesterday the weather was a bit rainy, but today is much better. So I'm looking forward to have a wonderful walk. And yesterday I had some great food. And today I will discover the city, which is very beautiful. I saw partly. I will also visit the cathedral, the big cathedral. I want to go inside and to see everything. Yes.
Today was your first rehearsal with the Sofia Philharmonic Orchestra. What are your impressions?
Great impressions there. I have great impressions because there is a match. You can tell there is a match or no match. And I feel like the musicians are so focused, so emotional, and at the same time so professional that the rehearsal was incredibly fun because it was very easy going. We had the same meter of playing, the same ideas, and also with Maestro Dimitrov. It was great to meet him for the first time. We played first time, and he's incredibly precise in what he shows and how he works, and that's why the rehearsal was lots of fun, and I'm looking forward to the concert because it's everything is a match.
Tell us about the piece that you will perform, the Violin Concerto by Tchaikovsky, one of the masterpieces of romantic music.
Yes, it's as you told, it's a masterpiece, and I think it's one of the most famous concertos for not only in violin but in all the classical repertoire and romantic repertoire. So it's an incredible emotional piece. In the same time, it's very sensitive and it's very virtuosic. So he managed to combine all these three very important aspects in one piece, and I think this is, as you told, is a masterpiece. One of my favorite. I think I play it over 100 times. I don't count anymore. So, but each time I'm playing it, it's a unique feeling, especially with the orchestra like Sofia Philharmonic, because they know where to go, what the phrase is, and it's. As mentioned before, the rehearsal was fun, and I'm looking to the concert very much.
Can you describe Tchaikovsky music to one sentence? And what is the secret of playing Tchaikovsky?
I think it has to do a lot with space. Not the space like space, but the space of, for example, nature. If you see in Russia the huge landscapes, and I think everything is about this big. But not big in a bad way. Big in everything has no limits. This music has no emotional limits, neither as phrasing limits. And I think Tchaikovsky was, in this sense, one of the greatest, because also when you hear the piano concerto, dun, 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 from the first bar, it's yum, bum, bum, you feel already, wow. Yeah, I have arrived. I'm there, and it's all for me, and we can all share this together. But you feel like, wow, everything is in front of me. I can do anything I want.
And what is the secret of playing Tchaikovsky for you?
Secret is how to give and take emotions. It's like in life. In life, everything is about give and take. If you give too much, it's bad. If you take too much, it's bad. So I think Tchaikovsky is one of the composers where you should not give to interpret too much of yourself into the music, because in German there is a very interesting sentence: sometimes less is more. And if you try to play the music as it's written and as it's formed, it becomes this incredible simplicity and beauty in the same time. So I think this might be one of the keys for playing this music.
What constitutes a good live performance, in your opinion? What's your approach to performing on the stage?
It's the moment of, especially when you play with symphony orchestra and conductor, that it's a moment match. That in that second everybody's on the same line of music making, performing, emotions, and this line you have to develop through the performance, and that is this moment where it's actually happening. where though by recordings is different. Recordings are corrected, you can do many times what you want, you can try again, and it's great, but it loses the inspiration of the live concert. A recording never sounds like a live concert. Moment that you play, make music together with people in the hall, and you feel the emotions. I mean, we're all emotional human beings, and the moment that the audience sit there and you create this moment together, the audience help with their emotions and their excitement for the music, and you as a performer feel this energy, and that's why the live performance becomes something which is not possible to copy, and not also to copy in a second concert. The second concert will be different than the first, and the third will be different than the first. So this is art.
Do you have a favorite composer who is closest to your heart and a work you are already to play?
I don't have a favorite composer. I think I could say I used to have maybe a few, but you know, when you perform a piece or you work with a piece, with a new piece you receive or you have to play, you have to read about composer's life. You have to read about his tradition, his culture, what happened in the moment when he wrote particularly a piece. Yeah? And then you start to work with the composer's life. You try to understand what he wanted to say, and you interpret a bit of your things to become it more. It happens automatically. So there is not a real favorite composer. Once you play a piece, you are with that composer or with that music you are performing. I would not say I have a favorite composer. Although I have to say I am attracted to romantic music in general, but not one famous composer.
Tell us about you and your journey with the violin. How did you get your start in music, and who were your major influences?
I started when I was age 4, and I came from a musical background. My mother was a piano professor, or is a piano professor, and my sister, she's older, she's a pianist. So I grew up with a lot of piano music lessons, my sister practicing and everything. And so at age 4, there was a TV translation of a concert of a violinist. His name was, I think, Viktor Tretiakov. It was black and white recording. I remember that on TV. And then I was sitting there in front of TV on the floor, and my mother told she saw my excitement in the face seeing this person doing violin music. And then she thought, like, okay, not another pianist, why don't I try it with violin? And then she brought next day a violin, and that's how I started my violin, my first violin experience. And I was very lucky to have great professors, such as the professor in Petersburg. She was a student of David Oystrach, the great David Oystrach. He was my first professor. So I was very lucky. Then I had lessons in the room of Jascha Heifetz in the Sankt Petersburg Conservatory. And then after I had the opportunity to study with Захar Brон, professor of Maxim Repin and Vadim Repin and many more, then I had the chance to work with Yehudi Menukhin in the UK and many others. So I was, in a way, I was very fortunate and very lucky to be at the right place in the right time, to be able to meet all these people and to gather my experience from not only music but their life.
Your mentor was Yehudi Menukhin. What did you learn from him?
With Yehudi Menukhin, it was not particularly about violin playing, it was also, but particularly about his life experience, which was a very tough experience after the Second World War, when people didn't have anything. They had no food, they had no financial resources, so music was something where they could hide away. And he was there for the people. He played for everyone, everywhere. He didn't define in big halls, small halls. People, he made music for people. And when I talked to him in these 2 years, he told me great stories which inspired me so much, that it was a different approach. He was a mentor not in violin, but he was a mentor in life experience, which gave me later on in my life. I was quite young when I was meeting him. I was, I think, age 14, 15. But later in life it helped me and still helps me.
You are also known for your passion for chamber music. Who is the most inspiring artist you have partnered with on the stage over the years? You always play with Capuçon, Marta Argerich.
Yeah, with Leonska, with Gauthier Capuçon, I played with Yuja Wang. But you know, it's I can't pick up one name. Each time we make chamber music is a group of, let's say, because I play often with my sister, so let's say from trio to octet, so quintet, quartet, sextet, and it's always interesting to see the match in the group, because we don't play always the same constellation of people, and the time we spend together, the rehearsals we spend together, creates always a unique moment of music making. So I would not define on one certain person. I'm lucky to have great friends who are amazing musicians and personalities, and that I have the chance to be able to travel there to make music together. It's not easy because we all travel a lot throughout the year, but we manage at some festivals to meet again and to make this special moment, not only for the audience but also for us.
Is there more friendship or competition in the music world?
Yes, I think music is the only element, and art, I think music especially, is the only element which works or which connects throughout religion, politics, and everything. Music is above this. Music is the connecting element of the world. Even though in countries where classical music is not as present as in Europe, it still makes an impact on the people, and it gets the people together. So I would say art, and especially music, is the connecting element of friendship, peace, and humanity.
Which violin player of the past which you could have worked with?
David Oystrach. There's only one. He's not only the greatest violinist, but he's the greatest musician. I define always into violinist is everything what you do with the techniques, and you can be a great violinist, but the personality and the violin abilities create a musician. So musician, and for me he's the god of not only violin playing, but as a personality. And when he plays, you can see his personality. When you put a recording, you don't even see who is playing. You can, okay, this is Oystrach.
You recently became a professor at the University of Music and Performing Arts in München. Mm-hmm. What advice do you give to young musicians?
I think it's in our time to connect the tradition of art, especially music, into our digital world today. Everything is digital. We have social media, which has many advantages, also has disadvantages, like everything in life. But to see the advantages of today's possibilities, to use them to first to serve the art, and second to be able to not to promote but to present yourself, because today we have so many tools. You can be seen if you want. You have to know how to do it, and this is where I teach my students not only the technical abilities, the musical abilities, which is of course the main part, but also when they become 17, 18, to help them to find their way. Do they want to play chamber music? You want to play solo, orchestra, teaching, and to see and to guide them into the right direction, so they know what to do in this direction, how to build it up, and how to cooperate with other people to creating your own network. So I think today studies are very important, not only to learn your instrument or the subject doesn't have to be only music, but then how to establish yourself in the current world and to create your own trademark.
If you found yourself with 6 months free to learn a new instrument, what would you choose?
It's an interesting question, because what I would choose is not probably I would do best. I played the piano, so I can play piano, but this is I would rather say I would do singing, because singing is the closest instrument. It's a natural instrument, comes from our body, and the violin is the closest instrument to the human voice. So probably it would be singing or cello, because cello has this lower register, so like a tenor for singing. But in 6 months, I don't think it's possible.
If you had to describe your character with in a musical term, who would it be?
Appassionato ma non troppo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.